have a look into this box. A nice welcome guide with some instructions in it, a warranty card, some information about X-infrared, product certificate, a USB-C extension cable, it's going to be useful later, a nice strong carrying case. The unit comes in a very nice, very strong package, the big sponge inside, the carrying case also very tough, so you don't need to worry about it if it's going to damage in the post. Inside the case, the unit itself. In a nice lens cover, silicone. The unit is very well built, it's all metal, inside, outside, focusing ring as well. And the focusing feels very good, it has a very healthy resistance. It feels very professionally built. And here's a small comparison chart to see where is this model stands among other models of other brands. Let's have a look at it. As you can see in this chart, the T3S standing out among the well-known brands like FLIR and Seek, and even surpassing them. Every InfiRay camera have a minimum 25 Hz refresh rate, while FLIR and Seek lags behind with their low refresh rates, which can be annoying. The average price of the T3S is around $800 or a little more, but if you catch a seasonal sale, you can get it as low as sometimes $700. But for the same level of performance as the T3S from FLIR, you could expect 3-4 times this price, since FLIR asking $550 for a thermal camera that have a resolution of 160 by 120, and not even the MSX can bring it to the level of a T2L that costs less than $370. So the T3S is really the best phone thermal camera you can commercially buy at this moment. The price is well justified. And if you want to avoid headache from random sellers on AliExpress, I recommend using the link I provide in the description below, because it goes directly to InfiRay store on AliExpress. They have 100% rating, and price includes shipping as well. And you get the best customer service and customer experience from them. So before I go to the software overview, I have here something else from InfiRay. A very nice holder. This is a mobile phone and camera holder with a laser pointer, which is removable. The handle is very comfortable. It's a non-slippery plastic, and the holder is made of metal. It's steel or aluminium, I guess, I don't know. Feels a little heavy, but not too heavy, but definitely very strong. It has rubberized buds here, both sides, that holds the camera and that holds the phone as well. As I said, the laser removable, the front part also removable, can be used separate or can be used together. This can be mounted into a tripod. This can be mounted to a tripod, and they go together like this. And you can use it like this together. It will hold the phone very strongly. It has a very good quality. I love it so much. And this can be used for many other things, not only for the camera. It can accommodate any of the cameras nicely and give you a very comfortable experience. The only problem is you cannot buy this apart. Well, when you order a product, when you order a camera from InfiRay on AliExpress, you need to contact them on AliExpress chat and request the handle. It may cost you, it may not, it depends on the models, but it's really worth, even if it costs some money, it's really worth the price, because it gives you a nice protection and a nice feeling. You can work with that if you need the camera for work, not just for fun as well. So I highly recommend this one to anyone. This is very good. I love it. So as you can see, this is how it looks like with everything installed in the handle. In my case, I had to slide the phone in a little bit this side because this cable was on the way of the camera. If I want to do picture in picture. I already loosened up the laser, so I can just slide this off from here. Nice and easy. And then you have more comfortable grip. You can use this handle very nice if you're doing something work like building inspection or any inspection of anything. Or you can also put the handle itself on a tripod as well. So it is comfortable. Much easier and less fragile than holding just plugging the phone here and risking maybe you drop it. If it falls out, it can break your USB port or it can break the camera itself. Like this, you will have a firm grip on the whole kit. So let's have a look into the software a little bit. So as for the software, I'm going to start with the Xtherm from InfiRay. That's the free software that comes with the camera. As you can see, I just put some objects, a hot and a cold cup of water in the table just to see. The functions are very basic, but you can do many things with that. You can mark a line, or you can add measuring points, automatic tracking measuring points. The menu is also simple. You can change the color, scales. Temperature correction, basic things, language, and you can see the software version and the product name. You can take photo, or you can record the video. It records with voice, and then you can see the records. And basically that's it. The second I'm going to show is the Therm Viewer. I'm not gonna give too much explanation about it. This is a software that you can buy for $30, the full version. I'm just gonna use the trial period for demonstration purpose. The only problem with this software is that the image is not so nice as the Xtherm, but it has much more functions. You can swipe change the color scheme, you can pinch zoom up to 5 times, and it retains the image. You can have a lot of options enhancing the image, and like upscaling, all the color corrections options, etc. A lot of things. You have a different target as well, if you would like to use this one, or I don't know what exactly, enhancing the image. So as you can see, this is a very nice software. Most of you will definitely consider paying $30 for it because of the professional functionalities it has. I personally like the other one a little more for the picture, but yeah, it's up to you. And now I'm going to do some extensive tests outside with this kit. So enjoy the footages. Before I begin, I just created a Discord channel where everybody's welcome to join. I will leave the link in the first comment. If it expires, just request the link in a comment and I'll refresh it. There we can talk about tech, requests, or anything about the channel. So see you guys there. So I'm going to start with, as usual, with short circuit detection tests. I'm going to keep the videos as long as possible because many people like me, before I buy a product, I like to see long minutes of videos about it, to observe it carefully, observe every detail of it, so I can make a proper decision if I want it or not. So I'm going to try to help you guys with this long recordings of tests. And it's also like looking into a different dimension with this thermal camera, so I just love these footages. This part is recorded in heavy traffic outside. You can see the cars passing, you can see the extreme nice high detail of this camera. 384 by 288 resolution gives enormous amount of details. You can see as the tires heating up from the constant braking. You can see every detail. About 80 meters away there is a couple playing with their dog, and the guy is going to throw a ball to the dog, and you can observe the tiny little ball flying from this distance. In this part, you can observe how I'm going to switch between the color palettes to see different color palettes, how many details they give back. Like this black and white first, white hot. this part you can see a parking lot with some houses around, cars around. Some car just stopped parking. You can still see the engine is hot. You can see a short friendly meeting with a cat. And you will see a guy trying to relieve himself in a dark corner, thinking that no one can see him, but unfortunately there is a thermal camera. He cannot see me. I can see him very well. Thermal cameras are just tons of fun. In this part from the 10th floor you can see the parking lot and the houses around. You can see everything have a very nice detail. There's some picture in picture. This part was made after a nice warm day, when most of the objects heats up more than others. Different materials absorbs and later reflects the infrared radiation differently, so you can see a much greater contrast. Thermal cameras can see visible light. They don't see visible light, so you are relying on thermal emission. If if you see a thermal thermal camera recordings where there is almost like blurry or almost nothing there, that means most of the objects have the exact same temperature. Bigger are the temperature difference between the objects, bigger the detail you can see. This part was recorded again from the 10th floor, looking at the other side of the building, seeing the traffic. The longest distance here is about 100 meters, but even in that distance you can see everything with nice high details, and also switching between the color palettes a few times during this part. This is the paid app, so you can carefully observe every detail, every quality detail that you can get with this program. In many ways this has much more functions than the Xtherm, but the picture quality is a little more washed out, but has much more functions. So based on this you can decide if you want to use the free one or you want to upgrade to the paid version.